Ladies and gentlemen, Josh Sanch, your host here on the Bodybuilding News Network. Welcome back to another installment of our daily bodybuilding daily show. I guess it's kind of a funny way of saying it. A show where we talk about all things hot topic and trending in the world of bodybuilding. I want to thank everyone who subscribed yesterday. I saw a pretty big jump in the average for the month, so I genuinely appreciate it. If you enjoy this style of content by the end of the video, consider subscribing. But let's talk about Shaun Clarida. Now, luckily, Matt Jensen, his coach, aka Matt Jensen 8 on Instagram, shared some phenomenal physique updates of the two-time 212 Mr. Olympia champion and contender for the Arnold Classic title 5 weeks out. Of course, we're talking about the giant killer, Shaun Clarida. Love this physique update. He looks absolutely phenomenal. I think he looks ready already. Ready already. Wow, a lot of funny ways of saying things in this video already. But I like what I'm seeing. He looks ready, and honestly, he could be, besides somebody else we're going to talk about in this video, he definitely could be the dark horse pick for this year's Arnold Classic. He has the size. A lot of you said in the comment sections below, he's the most complete bodybuilder coming into this show. I do not argue that one bit. I absolutely agree with that. And another thing, while I was watching this training footage, I thought it was something very interesting, and I'm sure you ladies and gentlemen would agree, is if you look through his Instagram, you look through his training that he's been doing, especially on back, I guess it's only applicable to back, he does a lot of bent over movements where it uses the gravity of the weight to stretch the back, the lats, maybe even the rhomboids a little bit, and probably even the traps to some extent at the bottom point of the movement. So I thought that was a very interesting takeaway from his training. I don't know if Shaun or Matt Jensen have a preference or a favorable inclination maybe towards some sort of bent over movement using gravity to stretch the back, or if that's the strategy. But I definitely noticed it in a lot of his training. I think I recorded 4 different training sessions, and almost all of the movements minus a couple lat pull downs, and I'm talking a couple, like 2 out of 4 days of back training. It looked like he, for the most part, did mostly bent over movements. So let me know if you guys have seen that, or if you are familiar with Matt Jensen's training protocols. Someone I was happy to see a physique update on, he actually commented on one of the videos. I can't remember what he said. It was something positive, I'm hoping. I can't remember at this point. But Nathan DeAsha, aka Nathan DeAsha 2 on Instagram, shared a physique update talking about, I thought he won a bunch of shows last year, but in this description for this posing routine, he says it's been 1 year and 10 weeks that he's been not competing, or not, I don't want to say training, but I guess he hasn't been on stage in over a year exactly, which I think is bonkers. I swear he won a bunch of shows last year. He's up to 9. He's almost to 10 pro wins. So he's definitely one of those bodybuilders that's very, very successful in pro wins, but it just hasn't translated to the Olympia stage. Or at least as of late, I don't recall what his best placing was at the Olympia, but this last year, he stepped away, or at least during COVID, completely has not traveled to the U.S. that I recall because of the investigation that's going on, or maybe it's concluded at this point. But he was having some issues with the government in UK harassing him essentially because he was keeping his gym, his personal, private, however he wanted to coordinate it. He had that open during COVID. So, not sure, how I feel about that. I'm American. I'm red, white, and blue all the way through. I'm a patriot. So, I definitely want people to be able to express their rights, but also keeping people safe. And honestly, I miss seeing Nathan DeAsha on stage. I'm looking forward to seeing him absolutely dominate the European tour this year. He's not going to have to worry about James Hollingshead this year, as he's taken the entire 2023 season off. So let me know down below your thoughts on Nathan DeAsha, and possibly what his first show is going to be, as he looks like he is very much in the off season, prepping to get ready for hopefully a show 16, 20 weeks out. Who knows? I did want to sneak in another Patrick Moore video because I still felt bad about the little hiccup I had on the first time I talked about him. Patrick Moore sharing some more physique updates quickly. I do like what I'm seeing here, especially from the back. He looks good, but the back was never the issue. It was the legs when you think about him. So I'd like to see some more leg shots besides that one side try shot we talked about yesterday. But of course, best of luck to Patrick Moore. A lot of people have him placing the bottom of the pack for the Arnold Classic. Now, this I thought was very interesting. And let me know if you can tell if this has any filters or any types of structuring or enhancements going on. But Akim Williams, goodness, he looks good. He has the muscle, he has the structure, but the conditioning's always been the point. And we're 5 weeks out, and you're really starting to see some feathering in that back. You can definitely tell that the skin is pretty thick still, and there's still a ways for him to go. But I think he's at a really good spot right now where he could, he could shock some people, and he could get back into that conversation to, who knows, maybe top 3 at this Arnold Classic. I think that'd be a really, really good placing for him. But of course, let me know your thoughts on that down below. And last but not least, keeping up with getting the ladies in these videos. I know I've seen a couple of you really enjoying it. I enjoy it. It helps me stay abreast, if I may, on women's sports. And we're moving into the women's physique division today. And we're talking about a 2-time Olympian, New York Pro and St. Louis Pro champion, Rachel Daniels, aka the real Lewis Lane _ IFBB Pro on Instagram. And she is by far one of the best, if not the best, women's poser out there. I didn't include it in this video, but she actually did a collaboration with Kai Green recently, and I think that was an absolute phenomenal collaboration. Those two matched energy very, very well. She also had some Redcon 1 swag on, so I'm not sure if that's something in the future, as I saw she didn't have any supplement sponsors in her bio. So Redcon, y'all are tripping if you do not sign her. She is phenomenal, and she looks like she's just an absolute superstar in the women's physique division. And of course, she just did the Olympia, where she placed 14th, like I talked about in the introduction of her, in the women's physique division. Now, hopefully we get to see her maybe defend the New York title or the St. Louis title, as we are 15 weeks out from the New York Pro. But ladies and gentlemen, that'll do it for another daily installment here on the Bodybuilding News Network. I'm your host, Josh Sanch. As always, genuinely, thank you so much for watching. I look forward to talking to you guys a little bit more in tomorrow's video and our Saturday night live streams. But take care, and I'll see you in the next one.